Did you know that there are some unspoken golden rules to be successful and make a good impression on others? So if you are somebody who's entering the job market, or maybe you have a job but you want to elevate yourself, please do make a note of these rules that I'm going to share with you that will help you come across as somebody with good manners, someone who's respectful towards their team members, and therefore make a solid first impression on anyone you meet professionally. Hi my friends, my name is Mehar Sindhu Batra. I'm your career coach and mentor helping you accelerate your career. My friends, this is one of those videos that I have been wanting to make since I started this channel, and that is all about professional etiquette. These are basically some rules of how you can carry yourself and maintain professionalism at the workplace or any other working environment to show that you mean business, you are a professional and you want to be taken seriously, because each of us is a personal brand. We represent ourselves, and how we carry and conduct ourselves leaves a big mark on how people perceive us, and who doesn't want to be remembered and perceived in the best way possible. So let's straight jump into the 10 tips to show proper etiquette at the workplace. My friends, don't forget to sign up for my free weekly newsletter where I share lots of tips and tricks to your email inbox. Okay then, my very first tip is to be on time. Whether you're attending a meeting or going to give a job interview, you need to make sure that you are punctual and on time. It shows that you are somebody who respects everybody's schedule. You are somebody who's serious about their work. And I know in certain cultures, especially in the Indian work environment, we are okay with being a little bit late. But no, not you. I want you to be that professional, my friends, who reaches for each meeting, for each presentation, for each gathering 5 to 10 minutes in advance. If you are a junior, you should be there before your boss reaches. And if you are a senior in the team, you need to be on time to set a good standard for the rest of your team. This etiquette rule I have learned living and working in the UK. Everyone here is dot on time. In fact, they reach early for everything. And that's where I would like us all to be as well. I have made a detailed video on the differences between working in the UK and working in India that you can check out through the link above. My second tip is, my friends, always greet everyone. When you walk into the area or the room in your office, or someone else enters, or maybe you are joining a meeting or joining a group of people, always greet everybody. Show that respect to everyone around you, not just your friends, but all your colleagues. And if you're meeting somebody new, always make them feel welcomed. Ask them their name, tell them your name, introduce yourself. If you like to go in for a handshake, you can do that as well. But if you're a male going in for a handshake with a lady, always wait for her to extend her hand first. You want her to feel comfortable. My third tip is always have those basic manners. Have you ever noticed that some people just conduct themselves very well, very professionally in the workplace? They just have something about them. What is it? They are professional. They have those basic manners. They follow those rules that we may tend to forget about sometimes. Let me give you a few examples. Maybe you're standing in the corridor waiting for a lift and the lift comes in. Wait for people in the lift to get out of the lift first before you go in. If you are taking an escalator and you're standing still on the escalator, make sure you stand on the right hand side of it, so that the people passing by and who are in a rush, they can just pass by on the left hand side without hesitation. Another example is, let's say you're going through a lot of doors in your office. Always make sure there's nobody behind you. And if there is, please hold out the door for them and wait for them to pass by. And then hold the door themselves. You don't want your door hitting their face. These are just some basic manners, my friends. Before we continue, please, my friends, do subscribe to my channel. I see only 40% of you have subscribed. If you're liking this video, if you're learning something new, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow. My third tip is say thank you and please very often. A lot of us ask for favors, ask for help, and don't say please and thank you when someone helps us. Why not be courteous? Did you know people feel happier and more productive and motivated at work if they are thanked for the efforts they are making? A little bit of politeness goes a long way. And again, this is something that I have learned working in London. Everybody says please 5 times in 5 sentences. But trust me, if you say please and thank you, you will just come across as a nicer human being. And who doesn't want to be nice? My fourth tip is respect shared spaces. So in every office, there is that common area where people hang out or everybody works there. I would really like you to remember that that is a shared space where everybody works. It's not just your space. So imagine it to be a common joint property between you and your colleagues. You all have an equal share. So in that common shared space, make sure you're not talking too loudly, because there may be other people working around you. Don't be too messy. Like I said, it's a joint property. It's not yours. Make sure you keep that area wherever you are working, wherever you are sitting, clean and tidy. Once you pack your bag and get done for the day, don't leave the space dirty. Another thing is, if you're working in a shared space, make sure you're not eating there. Other people may feel uncomfortable. And also, please don't carry smelly food. It can be such a put off. And these are things, if they are pointed out to you, you won't feel good about them. Again, please be respectful of others around you. My sixth tip is, please don't be strongly opinionated by friends. Now here I'm specifically talking about things other than work. Of course, if you're working on a project and you have an opinion that you want to share about it, that's completely fine. But sometimes it can come across as rude or aggressive as well, especially personal topics. You need to remember that everyone has a different mindset, different opinions, different backgrounds, and different experiences that they are bringing to the table. If you have an opinion or an experience about something, doesn't mean that is the correct one, or that doesn't mean that other people need to share the same mindset or thinking as you. And I would really recommend you steer away from personal conversations, such as conversations about politics, religion, someone's personal relationships, finances. These are things that nobody wants to talk about. So if you talk about it and then demean someone or be aggressive about your opinion or your viewpoint, people will really want to stay away from you. These are your personal views. Please remember, these are people you are working with. They are not your best friends that you can share everything with them about what you think, about what you feel. Stick to the topics related to work and then you will be a professional. My seventh tip is about dining etiquette. Now this is specifically for when you're sitting down with your team, with your clients, with your bosses and eating a meal with them. Always wait for your seniors to be seated first on the table before you take a seat. Don't chew or eat loudly. Never talk when you have food in your mouth. Never. Eat slowly, be polite. Never make a big mess when you're eating. Stick to your zone. Avoid putting your elbows on the table like this. And the most important tip is, if you finished your food and other people are still eating, please do not get up and leave. If you really need to leave, ask them for permission or just request them that you need to go and get something done and ask them to excuse you. There is so much that I want to share, my friends, about dining etiquette that I think I can make a separate video on it. If you want me to make a separate video about dining etiquette, especially in the professional working environment, please leave a comment down below. My eighth tip is, please dress appropriately. This is a topic that I'm so passionate about. I have a separate Instagram page about workwear. How you dress really tells a lot about you. Your attire makes a big impression, a big impact. Again, you want to come across as someone who's professional, someone who's dressed sharply, appropriately. Don't come across as somebody who's sloppy and doesn't make an effort to look good and presentable. Find what's comfortable for you and fits best. You can stick to a classic style like wearing a simple shirt tucked into your trousers. If you want to take it to the next level, you can add a blazer on top, a belt, a tie, have your hair very neatly done. This is especially important if you're meeting a client at the workplace, because you're representing not just yourself, but your company and your company's brand. Again, if you want me to make a separate video on workwear and what you should be wearing to look like a professional at work, let me know in the comments below. My ninth tip is meeting etiquettes. We all have meetings at the workplace. Again, I'm repeating here, always make sure you come on time at the meeting. If it's a discussion going on, please listen to what people have to say. Again, don't be strongly opinionated about everything. Make sure you come to the meeting well prepared in advance by going through the agenda of the meeting, thinking about a few questions that you will ask during the meeting. Carry your notebook and pen to make enough notes so that you are well equipped even after the meeting. And the most important thing is, please put your phone on silent or turn it off altogether. You don't want to be disturbed when you're in that important meeting. And my 10th and final tip is, avoid negativity. What I mean is, don't gossip about others. Don't be that person who's talking about other people behind their backs, especially at the workplace. You don't want to come across as somebody who's rude or insensitive to other people's feelings, opinions, or personal life. How you treat others says a lot about you as a person, and I know this needs to change a lot. We have some tough bosses and tough managers, but how you behave says a lot about you. So we cannot control how others behave. We can only control how we behave or react to situations. So keep your office interactions as positive as you can. And I would always say this, my friends, treat others the way you want to be treated. And my favorite quote is actually, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. I love that quote. It shows kindness and empathy. We all need to have some emotional intelligence and empathy towards other people around us. Answering a question from last week's video on study tips is Gracie asking, how do I get the determination to start studying? Well, Gracie, all this comes back to why you want to study, being very certain about what is your why. And I would also suggest maybe you get an accountability buddy, somebody who will keep you honest and somebody who will push you to do better. So for me, that is my husband. He always asks me whether I'm getting tasks done. When I was studying, it used to be my father, my mother, my sister. How many hours have you studied today? When did you start studying today? So if you are accountable to somebody, you'll just get that extra push. If it's not coming from within, sometimes an external push is required. I hope that helps. So that's it, my friends. I hope you found this video useful. If you want to see more such videos, please let me know. I'm waiting to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this bonus video, and I'll be back soon with another one. But until then, keep smiling, being positive, and working hard towards your goals. I hope to see you soon. Bye.